move on to building your business from the inside out. As I've said many times before, and it's probably in my mind, very appropriate in my mind, the most important part of the training. It's all about getting your mindset right to do and run a successful business. So we're going to talk about clearing out the rubbish, clearing out the trash. Things are just so bad these days. I was on the phone with a client just the other day, and I was on the call for about 60 minutes. And in all honesty, I must have had this client bitch and moan for about 50 minutes of that call, of really explaining to me about how bad things were in the economy. Well, there's a number of things you can do. First of all, is my philosophy on it all is instead of talking about how bad things really are, let's really get down and have a look at the numbers. Listen, if you're experiencing, let's say, a worse year this year than you were last year, then do yourself a favor. Go back and look at the real numbers. And it may not be that you're not recruiting enough students. It may be that you're just not asking enough people to come and join your martial arts school. And when we actually went back and revised some of this client's actual numbers, his close rate hadn't closed that much at all, hadn't changed that much. But what had changed dramatically was the number of people he was bringing into the academy. Now, some of you may say, well, that's all part of the challenge, Master Charles. We need to be able to recruit more students. But when we looked at what things he was doing to recruit new students, it became apparently obvious that he was doing, well, virtually nothing to recruit new students. So in fact, the numbers of enrollments were actually up based upon the previous year, because the previous year he was actively doing his relationship marketing. So stop it. Stop telling yourself and repeating the same patterns. Do you realize you have hundreds of thousands of thoughts that run through your mind each and every day? But here's a challenge. 99% of those thoughts are the same thoughts you had the day before. Now, the only way you can change those thoughts or change the way you think is to be consistently giving yourself new input, new information. And it's very important that information is stated or is in the positive. It's not important, in fact. It's essential for your success. Because listen, there's a lot of people out there that are going to try and stop you or deter you or tell you how bad the economy is or how bad things are for them, when the reality is it's as bad as you want to make it. We already know that half your competition is going under or has closed their schools. That doesn't mean it's the same for you. We're coming up to the halfway of 2009, and it's time to clear up your mind. We're on week 21, this training week. 26 is obviously the middle of the year. Where are we? Are we having the level of success that we expected to have by this time in this year? Can you believe that, by the way? Half of 2009 is already gone. Gone. Can never be brought back. So, it's time to clear out your mind. Think carefully about the things that are causing you to think negatively about your business and your attitude. What are those things? And listen, here's what I recommend you do. You remove them. You remove them immediately. This is essential. Listen, you're creatures of habit. You may be reading the same newspaper that's talking about the same old rubbish each and every day. Listen, as a sidebar, apart from my trading my stocks, I never look at a newspaper. I have no interest. In fact, I never read news. You're in the martial arts business. Nothing realistically in the paper could affect your business in the negative, or will affect it that badly. What is important is that you're clearing out your mind, the input of what's going into your mind. You want to clear out things, clear out the clutter in your office. If you're listening to this right now and you do not have a clear desk in front of you with your plan for today, then as soon as this is finished, as soon as this training has finished, do yourself a favor, schedule an hour out and clean up your desk. Get rid of that old paperwork. Clear out those annoying things that need to get handled. You know, those things you don't want to do. So clear out those physical things from your desk or in your clutter close around you. And lastly, clear out the people.